Shri Krishna, the story of Kanaiyalalji Kshatriya of Agra. Kanaiyalalji was born in Agra to a Shal Kshatriya family. His parents discovered treasure buried under their house during ongoing foundation repair work when he was born. Sons are considered lucky charms by their parents. Their love for him was so strong that they would never allow him to be away from them. As Kanaiyalalji grew up into a well-behaved and religious young man, he developed a great fondness for Bhagwan Krishna's Vraj. He kept on nagging his parents about visiting Mathura, Gokul, Mount Govardhan, and other places of Vraj that were only a few miles away. He was adamant that his mother would not allow him to go anywhere. Once, when his uncle was planning a trip to Mathura, Kanaiyalalji insisted on going with him. He threatened to run away if he was not permitted to visit Mathura. His mother reluctantly gave him permission to go. She warned her brother not to let her son become an ascetic, a sadhu. The uncle and nephew came to Mathura. They took a dip in the holy river Yamuna and had darshan of various deities in different temples. After a few days, the uncle decided to go on the pilgrimage of other holy places around Vraj province. Kanaiyalalji forcibly insisted on accompanying his uncle, who could not displease his nephew. When they arrived in Jatipura, a village at the foothill of Mount Govardhan, Kanaiyalalji felt immense love devotion for Shri Giriraji. Overnight, he stopped talking to or mingling with anyone. He would sit in front of Shri Giriraji and continuously chant Bhagwan Krishna's name as if he was under some sort of spell. He would eat or drink only when someone would offer food or drink to him. The uncle was scared for his nephew. The uncle could not comprehend what had happened to Kanaiyalalji and how he would explain it to his mother. The uncle went around doctor to doctor and some witchcraft practitioners, but nobody could diagnose Kanaiyalalji's sickness or cure it. In Agra, Kanaiyalalji's mother got very impatient as days and weeks went by without any news about her brother or her beloved son. She hired a man to go to Mathura to investigate the situation. When she was made aware of the dire condition of her son, the worried mother sent out to go to Mount Govardhan. In Jatipura, while she was looking for some divine person who could cure her son, she came across a Vrajvasi named Sadhu Pandey, who took her and her son to the Guru ShriMahaPrabhuji. As soon as they met ShriMahaPrabhuji, he said, "No need to tell me, as I know why you are here. I will cure your son." The great Guru recited some mantras and sprinkled water from his jariji onto the son. Kanaiyalalji came to his senses and looked around as if he had just woke up from a deep slumber. He looked at ShriMahaPrabhuji as if he knew him for years and asked, "Guruji, why did you wake me up from my blissful experience?" With a pleasant smile on his kind face, ShriMahaPrabhuji replied, "Kanaiyalalji, you need to study and secure your love devotion in your heart so nobody else would know about it." ShriMahaPrabhuji initiated Kanaiyalalji as a Vaishnav and preached him Pushti Bhakti Marg's basic scriptures that he wrote. Later, the great Guru gifted his books to Kanaiyalalji and said, "Dear Kanaiyalalji, now you will return home with your mother and immerse yourself into the love devotion for Bhagwan Krishna. Nothing and no one will ever distract you." He further said to the mother, "Ma, your son is cured now and he will never get sick again. He is Krishna's beloved devotee and let him do what he desires." Years later, SrIMahaPrabhuji's younger son, Shri Gusaji, came to Kanaiyalalji to learn from him the scriptures that he learned from SrIMahaPrabhuji. Shri Gusaji preached the scriptures that he wrote to Kanaiyalalji. Owing to this unique relationship, Pushti Guru Shri Gusaji never permitted Vaishnav Kanaiyalalji to touch his pious feet. Once, Kanaiyalalji heard that Shri Gusaji was on his way to the holy city of Dwarka. He decided to meet him there and set out to go to Dwarka. After a 3-day journey, he lost his way in a dense forest. Kanaiyalalji thought that he might be killed by a wild animal lurking in the forest, but he was not scared, as he had complete faith in Bhagwan Krishna and his Guru, SrIMahaPrabhuji. Suddenly, a cowherd boy appeared from nowhere with some food in his hands. He insisted that Kanaiyalalji accept the food as it was Mahaprasad. Afterwards, the boy asked Kanaiyalalji why he is sitting there when he can turn around and go to the temple of Ranchodraji of Dwarka and have darshan. As soon as Kanaiyalalji turned around, he found himself standing in front of the temple. He was surprised about how he arrived in Dwarka so suddenly. He attributed this miracle to Bhagwan Krishna and his Guru. Kanaiyalalji spent a few days with Shri Gusaji and returned home. The moral of the story of Kanaiyalalji Kshatriya is that the utmost faith in Krishna and SrIMahaPrabhuji can always protect a Vaishnav in any adverse situation. Jai Shri Krishna.